And instead of jury selection, I call it jury deselection, because what you're looking for when you have a jury panel are the people that you don't want on your jury. And a lot of the places that asbestos cases try also have very varied panels, and they shift with time. The population of the Philadelphia jury panels has become much more educated, much more wealthy. And you're going to see a bunch of doctors and lawyers and professors and things on your jury panels. I start every question with the phrase, do you or someone close to you? Because a person's own scope of experience is important, but one's own scope of experience dwells on their parents, dwells on their families, their upbringing. The first thing that we do after addressing a jury panel is we take a look at our jury questionnaires. Those questionnaires are going to tell you a lot of information about the people before you ever speak with them individually. Ours begin with, have you ever been a juror before? If a person's been a juror before, they know the process. What we really want to know is, were you on a civil or criminal jury? How many times have you sat as a juror? And were you the foreperson? We have a general rule in jury selection is if you have a foreperson, you probably don't want them on the panel. They're not good for the defense, and they're not good for the plaintiff. And then there are questions that say things like, do you have any philosophical problem awarding money in a civil case? And that obviously is something that the plaintiffs were very, very concerned about if someone checks that yes. You're not going to find out the age of the people, but you want to see if you have a Generation X or a Generation Y person. The Generation Y kids, they're in their 20s. They're less likely to defer to their elders. They're freer thinkers. Generation Xers are now in their 30s, actually, and they are more likely to defer to their elders. And this could impact on how a person will decide your case. People that are always of concern to the plaintiff side should be the two populations. One is younger, single, and never married. The other population are those who are widowed. A person who's widowed has one of two things they could think. One is, I lost my spouse and no one paid me anything for it. Or you may have somebody who's outright empathetic. In this economy, unemployed people are really interesting to me right now, because people that have been laid off could have one or two views, in my opinion, about corporations. They could be angry at corporations and want to punish them if they work for a business, any business, frankly. Or they can feel that if they hold a large verdict against a company, if they put too much money down, that they could hurt that company and other people would be laid off. So now I ask, is there anyone in the room, have you or anyone close to you not have an experience with cancer? You want to see who's been a caregiver, what their attitudes are. Some people may feel everybody's going to get cancer eventually, whatever causes it. Other people may be very, very empathetic. You don't get much time to strike or figure out who to strike, and you need to figure out who's going to be left when all of the defense people that they're going to want off are gone and all yours are gone. It helps to have a jury consultant working with you to help you with who should be on. You need a grading system, and not plus or minus. You need a continuum so that you remember who's favorable, who's not favorable. Everyone has biases. Everyone will tell you they're fair. If someone's too eager to be on, they have an agenda, and if they're too eager to be off, you probably don't want them. And the bottom line is this: no matter how well you pick a jury, you just have no control over what goes on in the jury room.